You know what? There isn't going to be a haul this week. And instead of actually making a haul video on Wednesday or something on Wednesday, I'm going to make a video for Tuesday because not a lot of people make videos for Tuesday. So that way, you guys can check out something if you're bored today. And today I am going to talk about my collecting. Why I collect, how I collect, and why I choose to collect in certain ways. So we're going to start off with my pull list. My pull list is practically nothing, but I pick up a lot of stuff because my shop is terrible about honoring the pull system. And they just gave up last year. Like halfway through the year, they gave up and they stopped putting things away for me. And instead, I had to pick it up anyway because they would forget. And I love doing business at my shop. That's not a big deal to me. I'm good at picking up what's coming out this week. If I don't pick it up, then there's a large chance because I pick up weird stuff that's going to stay there. So, literally, I pull maybe 2 things now? Yeah, it's Daymen and Manifest Destiny are the only 2 things I pull from my comic shop. That's not all I pick up. That's far from all I pick up. But those 2, they seem to be on top of it. Well, actually, no, they're not. They don't pick it up at all. I look at the solicits each week, twice a week, to make sure that I have enough money to get what I want this week, or if I don't even feel like reading regular stuff like lately. Lately, I've been focused on Star Wars collecting and stuff, which I'll get to in a little bit. But when I on a typical month, if the fucking EU hadn't been thrown out and it became a sudden panic to buy everything in Star Wars, then I would be picking up my local stuff, my usuals. And my usuals are really slimmed down now. Because in the winter, certain things, like, I tend to have a regular job and then on and off yard work jobs. I do that a lot because I'm known for doing that, and I get paid well to do that. So that's why in the summertime, you see me get a lot more stuff, because that's when people are like, oh, I suddenly want this trench dug in my yard. Jeremy, can you go do that? And I was like, sure, even though I fucking hate digging through lava cap, but that's not the point. Or, hey, I need this cleared for fire season. I'm like, sure, no problem. That sort of thing. So, that's why I get more stuff in the summer, and that's why. I also have more time in the summer. And so, I've been coming off a downspin because I was not a fan of Convergence or Secret Wars. So, I'm literally picking up 1 Marvel thing and 2 DC. No, 3 DC technically. Technically I'm picking up 3, and I will get to that. So, this is what I pick up in print, and hopefully I don't miss any. I pick up Daymen, which comes out twice a year. I pick up Manifest Destiny, which I'm behind on. I pick up Spawn. Pick up 8, which is almost done. Run, Love, Kill, I might not be picking up anymore, but for the sake of what I'm picking up currently, that's getting thrown on there. Pick up Secret 6, and those are my print books, to my knowledge. Yeah. Oh, and Punisher. I pick up Punisher still, because Punisher should have ended last month, but didn't. That was wonderful. And then I pick up some books digitally. I pick up Alex Plus Ada. I pick up Red Sonja, Southern Bastards, and Batman Scott Snyder run. So that's that. And of course I'm trying out things here and there. What sticks, what doesn't stick. And then you get to why I drop things. Well, I drop things because I get disheartened by them is usually the main cause of me immediately dropping something. For instance, almost every Marvel title I've ever picked up, I was just not thrilled with after a while. They start out good, and then they just turn to shit. The only reason I still pick up Punisher is I have a guy that buys my digital codes from me, because no way in hell I'm using those. And this was before people gave them away for free on YouTube. I had this guy set up since the beginning, and he loves getting my Punisher stuff. So, that's cool. I have a guy, otherwise I wouldn't be picking that up. But also I'm a huge Punisher fan, so I stick with it. But you see, a lot of my print stuff now comes out at weird fucking times. For instance, Secret 6 comes out like once every 5 months. It's so bizarre. It should be on like issue 7 now, and issue 3 should come out next month. Or maybe this month. I think it's this month. Secret 6 issue 3 finally comes out. And then I make the choice of whether I'm going to keep on it or not. I tend to pick up more mini-series on top of like all this. Like, for instance, Run, Love, Kill and 8 are mini-series. And I like the feel of the completion of like a mini-series. Like, it gives me this pride, like, hey, I stuck through this. This was a good thing. Unless it's Dead Body Road, which was trash, and I just gave up on it. But now I should like segue into my whole thing of if I'm not thrilled with a book, but I still kind of like it, and this doesn't go for everything, this just goes for most things. If I got an issue 1 that I liked but didn't like a lot, I generally give it a second issue. Just to make sure. Like with Run, Love, Kill, I wasn't a huge fan of it, I enjoyed it, but I should give it a second chance. Will I? I don't know. It all depends on the budget overall. Just things like that. You just gotta weigh in things to make sure you really want it. And some things are just better read collected in at least 6 issues, like Walking Dead. I fucking hated picking up the single issues for All Out War. I hated All Out War when I originally read it. And then when I read it collected, it wasn't so bad. And the same thing with A New Beginning. I even finished the A New Beginning arc. I just gave up on it. I'm like, I'll just wait for the trade, and of course I haven't yet. That will be caught up soon. But you see, sometimes with like the Image stuff and the creator-owned stuff, it's better to read it collected. Some things are fine serialized. Like Batman and Robin, the Peter Tomasi run, was fine serialized. I liked reading it both collected and in the single issues, because I pretty much did that with the whole run. Let's see here. Now we get to the infamous thing. Yes, I said I pick up digital. Boo-hoo! If you fucking hate me, you know, you can unsubscribe if you really don't like that I pick up digital comics. For the love of God. For some of you people are just so butthurt that digital comics exist. And so I will explain why I pick up digital comics. It started off, I made my Comixology account because they have free issue 1s sometimes. And if I want to really try it out, hey, I'll buy it in print. Well, you see, some things, like Image titles, are fucking impossible to find a first print of number 1. So, I picked up Alex Plus Ada number 1 on digital for free. I loved it. And then the other issues were like $1.99 a piece instead of $2.99. So I picked up all of them and I caught up at the time. And I've been collecting it ever since. That's how I got into digital, and I love Comixology's sales on stuff. Like, I just bought almost the entire Scott Snyder Batman New 52 run for something like $20. Yeah, they were 99 cents a comic, and that's minus I had all of Death of the Family already, and I had half of Court of the Owls. I had all of Court of the Owls technically, so I didn't have City of Owls, the Night of the Owls thing, 0 Year, and it had most of Endgame collected. The only things it was missing were Villains Month and the annuals, and the current 2 issues of Batman. So I'm going to be reading that, and it gives me the chance to binge read stuff, and I don't need to actually put it in a box, because I don't have a lot of space for single issues anymore. I had to revamp my room. I put in a new shelf, and my short boxes don't fit on the shelf. I have too many hardcovers now, and that's just how that works. But I always plan on double dipping when I get a digital book. I always plan, if like for Alex Plus Ada, like with most Luna Brother projects, there's generally a hardcover collection of the whole series, and I'll be picking that up, just so I can have it on my shelf. But I like digital comics, because also, some issues are cheaper. Southern Bastards is like $3.50 in print. It's $2.99 digitally. So I picked that up digitally. I just do. Plus there's a sale. With Red Sonja, now this is the weird one. Red Sonja is very popular in my area, and my shop just doesn't get enough. They decide to buy all the fucking variants, and no one buys those. So I'm not a big... It depends on the variant. Like, I like the bombshell variants, but that's really rare that I really get into the variant craze, and I'm like, ooh, I need this variant. Like, before, when I first started collecting, I didn't give a shit, and I just bought whatever cover I felt like. But now I'm just like, you know what, I usually like cover A, so I'll stick with cover A. My shop gets all the fucking variants. I mean, they bought like 20 of the Star Wars #1 variant. And they were selling them for like $30 a piece, and I said, no thank you. I'll stick with the main cover. But the thing I like with the Red Sonja is it's easy to get digitally. In fact, I got almost the whole... I've literally bought almost every issue of Gail Simone's Red Sonja run on sale. I mean, I'm one behind, because one came out last week that I just haven't bought yet. Because I'm technically 3 issues behind, because I haven't read that issue 100 thing yet. I just haven't had time. But it's certain comics are just easier to get digitally. And I like digital. I do. I like guided view, and I enjoy buying things digitally. I also sometimes pick up collections digitally, but I'm not a big fan of that. It's just... I don't know, I like holding a paperback or a hardcover. But I do it, say Devin's Comics Me ever did another D&J reviews. And we did it on, say, Daredevil by Mark Waid, which is the one I've been pushing on him for 4 months, and he just won't read. He has that in trade. Well, I bought it for something like $2.99 on Comixology. So we both could read it. There wouldn't have to be the borrowing situation that happens sometimes when we did D&J reviews originally before they switched to my channel. So, I mean, we both can read at the same time, so it's fresh in our minds, and then we can go for it. And yes, we could buy it in print. I just sometimes the digital's a really good deal. Other times it isn't. Like with most Marvel Now stuff, it's fucking awful. Because Marvel Now rarely has a sale unless the comic is like 2 years old. DC has been doing weekly sales on Comixology with just random stuff for like the past 2 months, maybe 3 months. And sometimes it's shit and sometimes it's good. The indie companies do it. Like there was just a really good Revival sale. Remember when I used to read Revival? There was a huge sale of Revival on there, and there was a huge 6-gun sale. And it's just, sometimes it's a good deal to go on digitally. Now, do I like it over print? No, not really. I like it, but I like print more, especially when it comes to Dark Horse stuff, because Dark Horse is not on Comixology. They have the world's shittiest app on the planet, and it doesn't fucking work on most things. So, you know, I refuse to buy Digital Dark Horse until they switch to Comixology. Until then, I just pick up everything in print. Like, you see all that Star Wars stuff? That's all in print. That's almost a whole collection of Star Wars there. And that's about it for my video on regular weekly collecting. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a little rambly, a little rant in there for you guys. And if you like it, subscribe. If you don't like that I pick up digital comics and it physically fucking offends you, for the love of God, just unsubscribe, please. Please save me the trouble of your negative comment and unsubscribe. Now, granted, I like to think my fan base isn't assholey and like crybaby-ish that they would just unsubscribe because of that. But hey, I'm not making you subscribe to my channel. I'm not a fucking tyrant here. So if you enjoy my stuff, subscribe. If you don't, unsubscribe. Anyway, guys, have a nice day.